GETTYDonald Trump tweeted that long queues for petrol were forming in North Korea in September. Donald Trump tweeted that long queues for petrol were forming in North Korea as a result of UN Security Council sanctions on the regime's oil imports over its nuclear test earlier that month. But according to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, a Washington, D.C.-based think tank, recent satellite imagery has not shown significant changes at 6 petrol stations in Pyongyang. In a report written by North Korea experts Joseph Bermudez and Lisa Collins, they said all the facilities examined appear to be in a relatively good state of repair and operational. One set of photos were taken in April, before speculation China may have been cutting oil supply to its neighbor, and the other in November. The report added, while the satellite imagery used in this analysis cannot determine whether the reports of long gas lines in Pyongyang or reports of dramatic fluctuations in gasoline and cell-fuel pricing that allegedly occurred during the July-September period are valid, it does indicate that if they did occur, they do not appear to have had any long-lasting effects upon either the facilities themselves or the general volume or pattern of vehicle traffic in the city. It also said there was not a line of vehicles queuing for fuel, although cars could be seen at fuel pumps. Traffic patterns were essentially unchanged in and around the facilities. There is speculation that Kim Jong-un is funding his regime and flouting the UN sanctions via illegaling of the cryptocurrency Bitcoin, a North Korean cyber army of 7,000 warriors around the world has changed tactics over the past 2 years. It has been pilfering from banks and, more recently, focusing on cryptocurrencies, according to cybersecurity researchers. North Korea has denied involvement in the incidents. Stealing Bitcoin could be attractive to North Korea because of the huge increase of the value of the cybercurrency in a relatively short period. One Bitcoin was worth under $1,000 at the start of the year and has surged to as high as nearly $20,000 this past weekend. At least $7 million, £5.25 million in virtual currency was stolen in the BitHum in February. But because of the surge in value of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, the amount is now said to be worth more than $82 million. GETTY also said there was not a line of vehicles queuing for fuel. Hackers also stole the personal information of around 30,000 people in the attack, and they demanded a further $5.5 million in exchange for deleting some of the information they had stolen. Sources in the National Intelligence Service also suspect the North of being behind the ing of another exchanged coins. In September, the South Korean news agency Yonhap said, Kim Jong-un has been plowing money into his nuclear and ballistic missile programs despite crippling economic sanctions, which have blocked the export of the North's biggest cash sources. Getty North Korea has denied involvement in the incidents. President Donald Trump said the sanctions had been successful in isolating the Hermit Kingdom, but warned there was much more work to do. Unveiling his national security strategy in Washington, D.C., he said, "Our campaign of maximum pressure on the North Korean regime has resulted in the toughest ever sanctions. We have united our allies in an unprecedented effort to isolate North Korea. However, there is much more work to do. America and its allies will take all necessary steps to achieve a denuclearization and ensure that this regime cannot threaten the world."